Morning, coming up here on GMA, we've got dozens of states dealing with some sort of weather. And I'm talking everything from blizzard warnings to tornado watches and a whole day of tornado threat ahead. I'm going to be covering that for the Deep South, but we've got teams back in the Rocky Mountains, up into the plains. We're going to see all of it as it moves to the Northeast. Then this morning, the latest on the arrest of FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried, taken into custody in the Bahamas, set to face a judge this morning after the collapse of his crypto company. You're going to see those developing stories and so much more right here on GMA.
We're expecting a shift in the weather here at home. One group is hoping families will stay warm. Right now on KSAT.com, we have information on Texas Yes Project. They're collecting items like socks and coats. Donated clothing will be taken to parent resource centers in the Harlandale ISD and Edgewood ISD school districts before winter break. If you want to donate, we have a link on KSAT.com. Still plenty of time to donate, almost out of time actually, to the Salvation Army Parade of Kettles campaign. The money raised will be given back to those in need. Every donation helps no matter how big or small. You can donate by scanning this QR code on your screen or by heading over to KSAT.com. And thanks in advance for helping us out. Well, ahead in the next hour, GMSA, the plants may brighten your home, but they can also be lethal. We'll show you some common plants you might have around your house that you might want to avoid this holiday season or just get rid of them. TransGuide, that really does tell the story. We've had some showers in the area. The roads are wet, some places more than others. And it is cold front day. Mike Osterhage is standing by with the timeline. We'll be right back. Now at 6, murdered 2 years ago, what police are revealing about Crime Stoppers case and how you can help investigators.
Migrant crossings at the southern border are surging as a Trump-era policy is set to end. I'm ABC's Elizabeth Schulze. How officials on the ground are responding, coming up.
And taking a look out there with live cam, a few showers in the area this morning, and for now, we're at 70 degrees.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning to you. Rise and shine. It is Tuesday, December 13th.
Thanks for joining us. Hope you had a good Monday, and we're all bracing for that cold front.
3 words, cold front day, and we have some showers in the area. Mike is here to explain what's going to happen on our Tuesday.
Now, just to kind of curb the enthusiasm a little bit. Yes, the front's going to be moving through. This is not one where...
Did we oversell?
All of a sudden, temperatures are going to be plummeting, 20 degrees in behind this front. It will get colder. We will get rid of the humidity, and there will be a couple of showers. But this is not going to be like this blast with this front.
All right.
It is going to be colder, though, the rest of the week. Rest assured with that. So we've got a couple of sprinkles out there right now. You can see the road is kind of damp, and most of... I ran into just mist out there, but you can see on the north side and... heading out 10 off to the east, up 35. You've got just a couple of actual sprinkles or showers, I should say. Not really anything of any consequence, but you might have to use the wipers a little bit more. And that's going to be the situation throughout the rest of the morning. We'll just have a couple of these little light sprinkles. It's just because all this moisture keeps getting pumped on in here from the Gulf of Mexico, sort of runs into the escarpment, if you will. 70 here in town, 71 Port of Say, 73 Castroville. The average low temperature right now is 43. So we're anywhere from 25 to 30 degrees above normal. And that's the situation all around the area. But that, like I said, will be changing. We don't have a lot of fog this morning, thanks to, in part, the winds, which are a decent breeze. 5, 10, 15 miles per hour. Mold, Mountain Cedar are both on the low side. They dropped down yesterday. The updated count's going to come out in about an hour, hour and a half. Temperature is going to be staying steady this morning. And then we are going to be seeing a little bit of sunshine, especially later on in the mid-afternoon hours. Going to make it up to 75 at noon, and then the front moves on through here. So we'll hit our high temperature at about 3 o'clock, and then we'll drop down. Again, it's not going to be just temperatures plummeting, but we'll drop into the low 70s by late this afternoon, and we'll actually see some clearing late this afternoon. Then the clouds are going to move back in here overnight, briefly into early tomorrow morning. Then plenty of sunshine tomorrow afternoon, Thursday, first part of the day on Friday. Really, really cold temperatures then Thursday morning, Friday morning, and the weekend's one of those where grilled cheese and soup sounds pretty good. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, RJ Marquez, what is going on, sir?
All right, Mike. Well, things have gotten very busy since the last time we were with you guys on this Tuesday morning, and we're going to take a quick look here at our TransGuide traffic camera. This is at State Highway 151 at Loop 410 West. So we're hearing right now that this may potentially be a deadly accident out there in that stretch of area. Katrina Weber is getting more information right now. She's headed to that scene as we continue to follow this latest developing story. And again, I just got a text message from TransGuide as well saying that this is a pretty major accident. So again, just kind of getting some more details out here. Again, 151 at Loop 410 West. Our Katrina Weber's headed out there right now. Potentially deadly accident that could cause a major traffic buildup or a mess as we continue on through the rest of our morning. So we will continue to follow that on the traffic end. Again, Katrina out there on the roads. Katrina out there going to see what's going on the news side of things. On the northwest side here, again, we were talking about some of the mist and rain earlier. This is I-10 at Dominion Drive on the northwest side. Things, as you can see from this TransGuide traffic camera, a little messy out there, a little wet as our more drivers make their way out on the roads this morning. So we mentioned that accident there that Katrina's headed out to. So again, following the latest there, wanted to also bring up this thing out here in the northwest side, which we were talking about earlier today. This morning, as a matter of fact. So now this is showing up on our maps. We were talking about this crash out here at the rim. Now TransGuide and TxDOT are both reporting this. I-10 westbound lanes at La Cantera Parkway right by the rim. Does not seem to be causing any major traffic buildups at the moment, but still something that has developed over the past 15 minutes or so. All right, taking a quick look. This is north of downtown. We have a stall, I-35 northbound. This is the exit 158 at I-37. So just keep in mind if you're headed into the downtown area that things are starting to definitely build up out there as well. One quick look at TransGuide, and again, this is the thing that we've been following now over the past couple of minutes. We will continue to gather more information as the morning goes along. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
RJ, thank you. This morning, the search is on for suspects involved in the murder of a U.S. Army veteran.
It happened 2 years ago today. 27-year-old Bernard Terry died after being shot in the head on Judson Road near George Cooper Street. His family told KSAT that he was gunned down while on his way home. Officers found his car stopped in the middle of the street full of bullet holes. He was dead inside the vehicle. We're all told 2 cars were seen speeding away from that scene. You're asked to call Crime Stoppers if you have any information about this case. That number on your screen right now, 224-STOP. Officials with the San Antonio Fire Department plan to discuss the ongoing investigation of an explosion that killed at least 4 people on the city's southeast side on Friday night. Fire investigators will host a press conference at 1:30 this afternoon. It will be at the Public Safety Headquarters building. The explosion happened near K-Bar Construction Company. And right now, there are some people who are still not able to go back to their houses because of the incident. We spoke to a woman who lives on the same property but did not want to go on camera.
It's not doing me no good to be out here and not really having a place to stay, to sleep. You can't take a bath. I can't change my clothes. My shoes were wet for 2 days because I didn't have extra shoes. And I have all my stuff in my RV, but they just won't let me get it.
The Bexar County Medical Examiner released the identity of another victim in the case. They identified 28-year-old Ashley Ottoby and 36-year-old Roger Huron Jr. as victims in Friday's deadly explosion. We're still waiting on the names for 2 more victims, but we know they are a 57-year-old man and a 61-year-old man.
San Antonio police now responding to a viral post you may have seen or heard about on social media this week. The post claims there's a serial killer in the San Antonio metro area. SAPD says the post has, quote, no factual basis, end quote. SAPD said it's aware of the post and wanted to reassure the public to not be alarmed. They call the post unsubstantiated.
Students and staff across 3 local high schools are now being tested for tuberculosis. Those being tested are considered close contacts of a single case reported at Brandeis High School. Now, Metro Health says it expects to screen about 115 people total at Brandeis, Clark, and O'Connor. Northside ISD notified families last week about the case at Brandeis and a common link to Clark and O'Connor. Those considered close contacts were also notified by Metro Health.
There's no need to panic or worry at this point. There won't be any further transmission at this point.
Metro Health says the patient who tested positive was isolated and is expected to be okay.
Topping your morning headlines, state and local officials dealing with a spike of migrant crossings at the southern border.
Border Patrol agents in El Paso say they're already at capacity and as they brace for the end of a Trump-era immigration policy.
ABC's Elizabeth Schulze reports.
At the U.S.-Mexico border, a surge of migrant crossings is straining state resources.
People are going to fall through the cracks. Young kids are going to be out there sleeping on the sidewalks.
Shelters at the southern border overwhelmed as they process hundreds of asylum seekers every day.
It's an immigration system that has to be reformed, and yet there's no discussion of it in Congress because the Republican Congress wants nothing to do with it.
In El Paso, unauthorized border crossings are now averaging more than 2,400 daily encounters. Adults carrying children through the Rio Grande, hundreds lining up as they prepare to cross.
These folks are here, they're applying for asylum protections, and that is a legal way to immigrate to this country.
State and local officials warn the surge could swell as a Trump-era border policy is set to end this month. The policy, known as Title 42, allows for the immediate expulsion of migrants without allowing them to apply for asylum.
We are taking steps to be able to manage the expiration of Title 42 and to put in place a process that will be orderly and humane.
Olnedis says she came from Venezuela and is seeking safety in the U.S. for her daughter, waiting to cross until next week.
Pero si no puedes entrar, ¿qué vas a hacer? She doesn't know what she'll do if they don't let her back in.
Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas is expected to visit El Paso today to review operations and to meet with local organizations and officials. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
Happening today, a high-profile report on inflation is set to be released. It could show another month of cooling prices and add to evidence that the pressures on American households are gradually easing. A milder inflation report would also encourage optimism that the Federal Reserve will suspend its interest rate hike sometime early next year. Economists have forecasted that consumer prices rose just over 7% in November compared with a year ago.
And now to another W for our San Antonio Spurs. Last night they took on a top 3 team in the East. The Cleveland Cavaliers came down to the wire, but in the end the Silver and Black powered through. Final score from the AT&T Center, Spurs win it by 1. The final 112-111.
Close games are always good for guys to either win or lose because they just teach you a lot about yourselves, about how the game goes, about the flow, about how you got to approach things. So, I mean, I think the experience that we got today was big for us, and to come out with a win like that is a big step.
Next up for the Spurs, they'll try to keep the win streak alive against the Portland Trail Blazers. That game is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at the AT&T Center.
That's right. We like to see this a lot better.
Much better.
Time now, 6:11, 70 degrees for now.
Trouble with foggy windshields. You may need to add a little gold. Details coming up in your morning consumer news.
And Twitter disbands its safety council. After the break, we're going to show you what it means.
Outside with live cam, yeah, grab an umbrella, maybe a light rain jacket just in case. We get an update on that cold front headed our way and big changes in temperatures for later this week. Just about 6:15. Now to another change at Twitter. Elon Musk eliminating the platform's Trust and Safety Council. The advisor group was formed to address content that includes hate speech, child exploitation, and suicide. Musk said the council was not the best structure for external insights.
We are starting to hear predictions about Apple's future offerings. Word is a new MacBook Air, and 2 iPad Pro models will have OLED displays in 2024. Those displays will give the devices increased brightness and lower power consumption.
And a high-class method of keeping your glasses from fogging up. Researchers over in Switzerland, where gold is just laying around, have come up with a gold nano coating that keeps the lenses from misting up. The technology can also be used on car windshields. Interesting technology. We'll see if it comes to the U.S.
Yeah, very interesting. I saw some problems out there in the TransGuide cameras, flashing lights over there at Highway 90 and Lackland.
All right. Yeah, guys, it has gotten very busy as we continue to look through our roadways this morning. So want to show you here as I kind of adjust our computer. This is 90 at Lackland, and this is where a major crash is being reported this morning, and I'm checking with TransGuide right now to see if 90 is officially been shut down. So waiting to hear back from them. And then if we go a little bit further north, this is still along Loop 410. So the earlier one was at 90, 410, very, very busy there. And then as we go a little bit further up 410, this major crash right now as well. 151 at Loop 410. So this is being reported on the eastbound lane. So again, this may actually be related to the crash on 90 as well. So again, a lot of details coming in at the moment. Katrina Weber is following this for us right now as we go back to our cameras there at 90 at Lackland. Again, just trying to get some more information from TransGuide, and we believe that this is a potential fatal crash out there on the west side in that certain area. So just kind of keep in mind if you are headed out in that area. As we take a look at our wider maps here, again, this is the major thing that we're following there on the west side area out 90 and 410 and 151 and 410. And we are still following that crash up there on the northwest side at La Cantera Parkway and I-10, but again, does not seem to be causing any major incidents for people out there in the westbound lanes on the northwest side. So guys, things are absolutely picking up this morning, and we're waiting to hear more information from Katrina Weber, who's at that scene or headed out there.
Quite a few developing situations right now. Be advised. Thank you, RJ.
Once again, just take it easy driving because the roads are damp out there, so watch out for all these school buses. And a light jacket just because of some of the sprinkles and a shower or two. You really won't need it that much by this afternoon. Now, there will be a couple of showers still up through early afternoon, and we're going to hit a high temperature of 77, but that's going to be 2, 3 o'clock, and then front moves through, temperatures will drop down. They are not going to be plunging.
Gradual.
It'll be more gradual this afternoon. It'll get colder over the next couple of days. So this will be, make sure you know where your warmer jacket is. Not that you're going to need the warm jacket today. We showed you last hour, and this was Annie Lou dressed up as Santa Claus, and now putting her to work. Yes, in the little sleigh right there.
How cute.
That's very good. The expression on face looks a little more enjoyable right now that she's driving the sleigh. So thank you very much for the KSAT Connect shot. And you can see 410 over there by the airport, a little bit on the damp side, and then most of it's been in the form of just some very light mist, but there are a few actual showers that are showing up on radar, primarily on this line from New Braunfels over toward Bandera, the northern portion of Bexar County. Couple more out here to the east right along 10, or have moved across 10. So again, you're going to run into a shower or two. The roads are damp, and that's just what is showing up on radar. And most of it is just this very, very fine mist. Temperatures are anywhere from 25 close to 30 degrees above their respective normals. We should be at 43 right now. We're at 70. We keep a couple of sprinkly showers around throughout the rest of the morning, as well as some of the mist. And that'll be the case up through noon. Then as the front comes on through here, notice how a lot more in the way of showers and thunderstorms way out there to the northeast. Some of those could be on the strong to potentially severe side, but that's well northeast of our area, and we will be clearing out somewhat. Then we're going to have clouds move back in here overnight. So we've got a pretty cold air mass, very cold as a matter of fact, and as you can see, the colder air is there in the western portion of the state. This will gradually work its way on in here. The low center of it stays up to the north of us, so we're not going to get anything substantial from this as far as any rain, but it will pull in that colder air coming on in here, and that's going to be sticking around. We'll clear out and get actually colder Thursday and Friday mornings, and we'll stay on the cooler side with this southerly flow of the jet stream pushed down to the south, so keeping that very warm air down there to the south, and it stays cold, and maybe even a reinforcing shot of some colder air coming in here toward the middle part of next week. So forecast today, 75. Couple of showers, sprinkly showers, some mist throughout the morning hours. That'll be at noon. Then we hit our high temperature of 77 early afternoon, then drop to 73 at 5 o'clock. Some clearing then. Clouds come back in here overnight. Start off with clouds tomorrow morning. It's going to be breezy tomorrow, and it's going to be a beautiful day, 67 degrees. Jacket's going to be a pretty good idea. Clear skies, light wind, and that's going to allow temperatures to drop to 38 both Thursday morning, Friday morning. Clouds increase late Friday. Cloudy and very chilly over the weekend, only 50 with a couple of showers both Saturday, Sunday.
Finally, so from going above normal, back down closer to reality.
And actually some below normal temperatures for the lows and the high temperatures this weekend. So, yeah, it's here.
We're all over.
It's here. So, yeah.
Gotcha.
All right, and we're anxious to hear more about what could happen Christmas week as we get closer. All right, thank you, Mike. Right now, 621, 70 degrees.
A stray cat in Utah has a new home, but in a way you may not expect. You don't want to miss this story.
There's nothing like volunteering at the fire department.
There's nothing like hitting the waves.
But with my moderate to severe eczema, it hasn't always been easy.
Since my skin was so irritated and itchy.
And even worse with all my gear on.
Now I'm staying ahead of my eczema.
There's a power inside all of us to live our passion. And Dupixent works on the inside to help heal your skin from within. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema. So adults can have long-lasting, clearer skin and fast itch relief. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor.
Healing from within is a powerful thing.
Ask your eczema specialist how Dupixent can help heal your skin from within.
Welcome back, 624. There is a cat in Utah that will never have to worry about being astray.
It's all thanks to an unusual agreement in a home sale in Salt Lake City.
Here's ABC's Will Gans.
When you buy a new home, the seller will often throw in some appliances or even a chandelier if you're lucky. But Tori Talak and her fiance Alex's new house came with Loki.
And this is the cutest thing ever.
The engaged couple recently moved from D.C. to Salt Lake City.
We're looking for a home before we moved, and we're pretty specific that we wanted like a mountain view.
Until finally, 3 weeks ago.
So Mountain View was first on the list. Adorable Cat was not on the list.
So funny thing was, I had been wanting a cat ever since we lived in DC. We went to see the house, forgot about the kittens. You know, we're trying to buy this house, and it just magically, we got a cat with the house. So
at the couple's first walkthrough, Loki the cat stole the show.
There's like a sliding glass door and you just see the view, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is it. And the funny thing was, right when we walked outside, this cat who was inside, their cats were still in the house, followed us outside into the yard and just rolled on its back and was like looking for belly rubs.
Taking Loki's warm welcome as a sign, Tori and Alex put in an offer. It was accepted.
And he's like, oh, I have these air purifiers here too that I got. And he's like, I'll just leave those here. And I was like, if you want to also leave your cat, I love him. And he's like, well, if you're serious, this cat would actually love to stay with the house.
The seller was downsizing, but Loki loves to hunt in the backyard. So he stayed. Tori, Alex, and their dog Marcus moving in.
2 days, 3 days, they were both sleeping on our bed at night.
So fair to say that the mountain view is nice, but Loki makes the house a home.
He's the best part. Yep.
Not to worry, Tori and her fiance have kept in touch with the seller, sending him lots of photos and videos of Loki and Loki's new best buddy, Marcus. Forget turnkey. This house is all about Loki, I guess. Will Gans, ABC News, New York.
Cute.
Andrew Dimbert probably sitting off camera saying, Will, this is how you do it. Puns for fun.
Right. Good job, Will. Good try. Time now, 6:26 and 70 degrees for now.
We've got delays out there right now, folks. Be advised, several of them right now. A couple of major accidents. And this is one that RJ is keeping an eye on right now at 151 Loop 410 area. There's one at 90 and Lackland. And then we've got that problem up near the Rim Shopping Center. We'll be right back. Outside with live cam, showers in the area, and we have a ton of accidents developing right now, tracking several. We'll talk to RJ Marquez in just a moment. And a good morning to you. It is Tuesday. It is December 13th.
That's right. The countdown to Christmas is on, and we'll talk about weather in just a minute. But first, let's go ahead and check in with RJ Marquez.
All right, guys, things have absolutely picked up out there over the past 20 minutes or so. A lot of pretty serious crashes going on right now that we want to kind of get through here in just a bit. So TransGuide traffic camera showing this one right here, US 90 at Lackland. So we're hearing this is a potential deadly accident that is taking place that is causing a major backup out there in this area. Again, 90 at Lackland in that area. So just be cautious if you're headed out there. You could see that not very much traffic moving through those eastbound lanes. Just got off the phone with a TransGuide. They said is definitely on the eastbound lanes of that area. So this is one that is just popped up right now on the on a little bit of the north side, northeast side. This is I-35 at Evans Road. So we're hearing that there are 2 lanes blocked out there. I-35 at Evans Road. It's being reported right now as a minor crash, but you could see there is a significant backup in this area. I-35 at Evans Road, the northbound lane. So just keep caution if you're headed out to that area as well. So we're taking a look at our wider map here. You can see up there, northeast side, it's been very busy. And then again, the far west side, very busy as well. We mentioned this crash right here at 90 eastbound near Lackland. So I just did this sort of mile tracker to see how back it is built up as far as traffic. And this was a few minutes ago. It was at 3 miles, and you can see that it's widened out even further than that. Again, 90 eastbound near Lackland. Keep caution in that area. And then the third crash that we've been following throughout the morning is this one out here at 151 eastbound at Loop 410. And you can see a significant buildup here being reported on the eastbound lane. So there is a lot going on this morning, especially on the far west side, the northeast side. So just kind of keep caution if you're headed out there. And this is the TransGuide traffic shot from 151 and Loop 410 West. As you can see, not very much traffic getting through that area as this continues to just build throughout the morning. So this is something we'll continue to follow. These 3 major accidents. Just stay with us throughout the morning on air and online. Mike, how are things looking outside this morning?
Well, it's misty and the roads are damp. This is the camera over there. This is 10 at 410. We're looking down to the sort of south to southwest, and you can see some drops on the camera lens. But then when you look at radar, I'm going to show you that in just a second. There's not really a heck of a lot out there. 70 degrees right now. The average low temperature is 43. So anywhere from 25 to 30 degrees above normal. A ton of humidity. We've got a decent breeze, and that's what's helping to prevent a lot of fog from forming up this morning instead of just having that still air there. So that's one benefit. But here's what it looks like as far as radar. Now, 10 at 410, as you can see, there's really nothing showing up on radar right there. A lot of it is just this very, very fine mist, but we do have some actual showers that are heavy enough, if you will, to be picked up on radar from Bandera County over in through pretty much the northern portion of Bexar County, all the way over in toward New Braunfels. And again, it's really light stuff, just that nuisance kind of rain. But elsewhere, even though there's nothing showing up, just assume that the roads are wet because we have had, like I said, a lot of just very, very fine mist all evening long and all morning long in the overnight hours. All temperatures are way, way above normal, mid upper 60s, low 70s around here. And as I mentioned, the breeze is decent this morning, helping to prevent a lot of that fog from forming. Mold, Mountain Cedar are both on the low side. The updated count comes out in about an hour or so. So mild mist, couple of showers this morning. Then we'll have a few showers, just some scattered ones or mist throughout the first portion of the day up through early afternoon. Front comes through in the early afternoon hours, 2, 3 o'clock, and we'll hit 77 degrees right at that point. Then we'll start to drop down. This 77 is going to be at midday, but it's not going to be just temperatures plunging down in behind this front. It's going to be gradual, so we'll be in the low 70s by late this afternoon, dinner time. Then tomorrow, we start off with clouds. We'll actually clear somewhat this afternoon. Clouds in the morning, sunshine in the afternoon, breezy and cooler. Normal high temperature, mid 60s, so that'll be nice. Then we clear out, and it's going to be really cold Thursday morning, Friday morning. Chilly afternoons, normal to below normal afternoon temperatures. And then the weekend, it's going to be damp and cold. All those details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark.
Thank you, Mike. Today marks 1 month since the murder of 4 college students in Idaho.
This morning, police have yet to name a suspect or suspects or a motive, but they insist the case is far from going cold.
As ABC's Morgan Norwood explains, authorities have still not released all the information in the case.
Police in Moscow, Idaho say they've enlisted an army of analysts to comb through surveillance video, searching for clues in the unsolved murders of 4 University of Idaho students stabbed in this off-campus home 1 month ago in what police called a targeted attack. Local businesses handing over surveillance video, hoping it will help.
We're not leaving any stone unturned, but just you can see for yourself the vast amount of information, the ever-growing amounts of people speculating and rumors and hearing new things. And we want to know all of that. And we're piecing it all together.
Police still searching for the occupants of a white Hyundai like this one, seen near the crime scene that night. They acknowledge they're being tight-lipped about evidence in the case, insisting they need to be to protect the investigation.
Progress really is being made every day. It is a process, though, that takes time and care.
But the father of victim Kaylee Gonsalves is blasting police, demanding with the killer on the loose, officers release more information to the public. Steve Gonsalves saying they're just being cowards. There are girls walking around the street right now that deserve to know. He also revealed to Fox News that his daughter suffered big open wounds, and that the killer used a strong weapon.
I haven't earned the ability to grieve the way that I want to grieve. I want to be able to have justice first.
The family is now raising money to hire a private investigator.
Detectives haven't said who may have been the target, but Gonsalves says his daughter suffered more gruesome wounds than the other victims. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
The man at the center of that huge cryptocurrency collapse at the exchange FTX is under arrest this morning. The Attorney General of the Bahamas says former CEO Sam Bankman-Fried is in custody at the request of the United States based on a sealed indictment. Officials say he was arrested without incident at his apartment. He is scheduled to appear in court in Nassau in the Bahamas later today. The Southern District of New York has been investigating Bankman-Fried since FTX's collapse last month. It was one of the biggest crypto exchanges in the world until the company could not cover the sudden wave of customer withdrawals. FTX and its sister hedge fund Alameda filed for bankruptcy. Well, a major announcement expected today from the U.S. Energy Secretary about what some are calling the holy grail of clean energy, saying it could change how we power our world.
ABC's Lionel Moyes explains.
This morning, all eyes on this California lab that may have cracked the code for what's been dubbed the ultimate power source.
It's not like a fluke or like a magical discovery. It was the result of this continuous, steady progress.
Scientists have been learning from above, recreating a mini version of the nuclear fusion that powers the sun, aiming close to 200 super lasers at a tiny piece of metal the size of a pencil eraser, trying to fuse hydrogen atoms into a helium atom.
The whole point is you want the individual atoms to be going so fast that when they run into each other, they overcome the repulsion and they slam into each other and fuse and then blow back apart and release way more energy than they had to begin with.
Since helium weighs less than hydrogen, the difference becomes energy. It's that energy that could one day be used to power our everyday lives. Scientists are expected to announce today that they finally reached a net energy gain, creating more power than it took to create the reaction.
You know, when fusion started out, it was, 1/10,000th of the amount of energy in versus energy out. And every decade you got closer and closer.
This would be key in creating a sustainable clean energy source. Nuclear power plants today use fission, which is the process of breaking atoms apart, but there are concerns about emissions and nuclear waste. Fusion is the process of combining atoms. While the energy created is the same, the impact on the environment is not.
There's no carbon emitted from the actual fusion reaction. It's not a greenhouse emitting effect. And you don't have the same long-term waste issue. And fusion power plants do not have the same ability to melt down. They're not capable of that same type of reaction.
It could be years before we see the effects of this breakthrough. They still have to figure out how to channel enough of that energy on a widespread level to create fusion power plants, but this is a significant first step. Lionel Moyes, ABC News, New York.
And breaking right now, we told you earlier there was a crash, and now we go to Katrina Weber, who is live at Highway 90 near Loop 410 with the latest.
Well, good morning. I'm able to show you or tell you what we can actually see. Two vehicles out here on eastbound Highway 90 that appear to have significant damage. One of them is that pickup truck right there, and there is another car farther down the road facing the wrong way on the lanes of Highway 90. Now you see all this traffic going by. This highway is actually shut down. The eastbound lanes of Highway 90 near Loop 410 are closed, and all that traffic being diverted here onto the access road and also sent around the area. But again, the highway is closed as police investigate. Now, we have heard them talking about this being a fatal crash. I have not been able to confirm that with any officers here because they're busy investigating the crash and trying to direct traffic around this. We also don't know the status of these people who are sort of standing around, what their involvement is exactly. but police have been talking to them. And again, they do have this highway shut down as they investigate what we believe is a fatal crash. We are hoping to get some more information from police so that we can bring you all of the details of exactly what happened. But again, traffic being directed around eastbound Highway 90 in the area of Loop 410. Reporting live on the west side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
All right, thank you, Katrina, for that live report.
641, 70 degrees.
Everybody loves houseplants, but danger lies beneath their beauty. After the break, how to make sure your kids and your pets stay safe. And welcome back at 6:44. According to the World Health Organization, 237,000 deaths were reported this year in children under 5 from household air pollution.
This morning, we're talking about some of the common household plants that can cause serious harm.
Nancy Alvarez shows us which ones you should avoid.
From the big to the small to the light and the colorful, just about everyone has plants inside their home.
I love plants of all kinds. I have a little greenhouse.
I like the tropical ones, probably the most.
But there could be danger lurking behind the beauty.
Feed me, Carbon! Feed me now!
Okay, maybe not dangerous like this, but some plants carry a chemical called calcium oxalate that is virtually impossible for children and animals to break down, causing kidney stones. One such problem plant, the daffodil, the center contains ligerin. When ingested, this will cause nausea, vomiting, and extreme irritation of the mouth. The peace lily may be tropical, but it also contains calcium oxalate crystals that kills cats when fully ingested. And although aloe vera is thought to calm burns, it also contains saponin, causing vomiting and low blood sugar in children and animals. Another plant to watch out for, a bird of paradise. These orange and blue beauties contain hydrogen cyanide that has also been known to be poisonous to cats. Lastly is the leafy green pothos plant. This popular window friend contains insoluble calcium oxalates that can kill animals on contact. I'm Nancy Alvarez reporting.
Okay, 646.
A lot of problems over there at 35 at Evans. Let's go ahead and check back with RJ Marquez.
Yeah, guys, that is just one of the many problems that we're seeing out on the roadways this morning. This on the northeast side, so I-35, the northbound lanes at Evans Road. So this is past 1604, and I just checked with TransGuide right now. So there are multiple lanes blocked in that area, and you can see a pretty significant buildup for people driving out on the northeast side this morning. So just be careful if you're headed out in that area. It looks like it's going to take a while to clear things up here. This is another major crash that we've been following throughout the morning. So 151 at Loop 410 westbound. This was reported on the eastbound lanes of 151, but you could see it looks like traffic now has gotten moving and things are moving better in that area there. There was that was pretty much shut down for the moment earlier this morning. But the other crash that we've been following throughout the morning here over the past 30 minutes is this crash that Katrina Weber is at right now. This is US 90, the eastbound lanes at Lackland, and you can see there is just no cars or any sort of traffic getting through this area. As we take a look here at this crash from just our traffic flow, and I just did this over the past minute or so, past 5 minutes, and you could see that the buildup here is now at least 7 miles long. So this is just over the past 10 minutes. It's gone from about 3 miles to 7 miles, and we're hearing that people are being diverted off to the access road. Again, the eastbound lanes of US Highway 90 at Loop 410, hearing about this potential deadly crash there. And again, we just saw Katrina Weber's report, multiple vehicles involved in this crash, and she's going to have the latest for us in just a little bit as we continue to go through our maps. Again, this accident appears to have been cleared up, so that is good news, at least out there for drivers on the far west side. But guys, again, it's gotten very busy over the past 30 minutes or so, the northeast side, the far west side, as we continue to gather more details on these crashes out there in the San Antonio area.
Okay, on a lighter note, we have a very cute puppy alert.
Yes, I love the hair accessory, I guess.
Malty Get him used to these Christmas sweaters. So 7 weeks old.
Yeah.
That's just an itty bitty.
Little Malty Poo.
Yeah.
Adorable as can be. Emma's first Christmas. Yeah, that's not a face you just fall in love with. Thank you very much. If you want to download, send us some of your KSAT Connect pictures, just scan that QR code and it makes it really easy to get those pictures sent in to us. So we love them. All right, this picture is not too pretty, and you can see it doesn't look like there's any new drops on the lens, just one sitting there. And we do have a couple of actual sprinkles. There's not really anything showing up right here at 410 where that camera is, but on the northern side of Bexar County, there are a few light showers that are showing up all the way from Bandera over in toward New Braunfels. It's just, again, the light stuff. Most of it out there this morning, though, is mist, which is too light to be picked up on radar. So this is going to be the situation throughout the rest of the morning and going in through late morning, noon, and early afternoon. 75 at noon. And then we are going to be hitting our high temperature early afternoon. 77 degrees is what I'm going for a high temperature. And then we'll start to clear out as well once the front moves through here. So we'll see more sunshine late this afternoon. Then temperatures drop off. This is not the kind of front where all of a sudden temperatures are just going to be, like dropping off a cliff, dropping down 15, 20 degrees, anything like that. It'll be more of a gradual cool down. Clouds are going to come back in here then overnight. So this computer model, I think, does a great job with it. Scattered little sprinkly showers around here throughout the rest of the morning. And as the front approaches, now it is going to touch off some pretty good showers and thunderstorms way up to the northeast outside of our area. And some of those actually may be on the strong to severe side. But for us, we're going to be clearing on out, like I said, later on this afternoon. Then tonight, the clouds come back in here, and that'll be the case early tomorrow morning. Then those get on out of here, and that's when we have a great stretch of weather tomorrow afternoon through Thursday and the first part of the day on Friday. So this is a very cold air mass, obviously. 1 at Cut Bank, 8 Casper, and then 25 at Albuquerque, and you can see the dividing line. But right now, this is kind of a sort of Pacific front. So it's not as though this cold stuff's just barreling down on top of us. We're sort of getting it from the west a little bit, which is why this is not going to be that just big, huge plunge in temperatures. The low up to the north of us is not close enough to really do us any good as far as any significant rain. This, though, is what is producing some pretty good wintry conditions there in parts of the Rockies. Then we'll sort of get a secondary push of the cold air in behind that, plus we clear on out. So that's going to allow temperatures to dip down into the upper 30s by Thursday morning, Friday morning. And Friday we only stay in the mid 50s. Then the clouds come back on in here. We keep the cool air in place, and we're going to have one of those just very chilly, damp weekends, highs only right around 50 degrees. Then we go into Christmas week, and there's another big batch of cold air up there, which still kind of the jury's out as to whether that really cold air slides on in here by Christmas week or by later on Christmas week. 75 degrees at noon today. A couple of showers around the area, the light mist, some sprinkles here and there, not really anything of any significance. All that heavier stuff is going to be well up to the northeast. And then 73 late this afternoon. So the front moves through, clears us out somewhat. Clouds come back in here overnight tonight. Start off with clouds, then we clear on out, and we're going to be seeing a lot of sunshine tomorrow. Breezy conditions. Nice on Thursday after a cold start. And then we're going to be seeing clouds come in here by the weekend. We'll be back.
There are big problems on Highway 90 on the city's west side as police investigate what appears to be a fatal crash. Good morning, I'm Katrina Weber. The problem is here on the eastbound lanes of Highway 90. It is shut down near Loop 410 as police investigate this crash. So this happened about an hour ago or so. It looks like they do have a tarp underneath the bridge a little bit farther back where there appears to be a body. These look like the cars that are involved. You can see this truck here that police are looking at with very bad damage on the front end. There's another car that is facing the wrong way a few yards up on the highway, and police have been talking to people in and around this pickup as they do investigate the crash, creating big traffic problems here. They do have traffic diverted to the access road. You can see it's moving very slowly. There is a miles-long backup on the highway itself as police direct the traffic off. Again, looks like a fatal crash eastbound Highway 90 near Loop 410. Reporting live on the west side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Traffic and weather update.